What is up, people? It's your boy Scooty MMA. This week, I'm back with UFC 327 Procházka versus Ulberg. I can say I got solid hopes for this card. I hope it does not let me down. Let's get into it with the early prelims first. Let's get in with the first fight of the early prelims. We got the battle of the fucking mid. We got Charles Ratke. He named himself Chuck Buffalo because apparently he was raised on a fucking bison farm. Pretty interesting detail to know before the fight. And we got Charles Radke against Francisco Prado. Absolute fucking bums, the both of them. Whoever loses probably gets cut from the UFC. Now, the breakdown for the fight's probably going to be I think Charles Radke probably controls the pace of the fight. He throws a few early strikes, gets a few takedowns. But the thing about Francisco Prado is that, like, somehow he does not get finished. Like, all of his losses have always ended up in decisions, and he just does not get finished. Francisco Prado's best weapon in this fight is probably going to be his counterpunching ability. But I think Charles Radke is just too experienced for it, and he's probably gonna get a few early takedowns and just grind a decision here. So my prediction for this fight is Charles Radke by decision. All right, we got a little crafty vet scrap on our hands here. We got Kelvin Chubby Boy Gastelum versus Vincente Luque. We all know them. Kelvin Gastelum, Vincente Luque, they fought at the highest level. They know their ins and outs. Calvin, we know he's been part of one of the best UFC fights of all time with Israel Adesanya. Vincente Luque, we know he's an action player. He's got finishes written all over him. But I feel Vincente is just washed. Luque does not have it anymore. He's knocking on the retirement doors. And Kelvin, I believe, grinds this to a decision. I do think Vincente's chin holds up though, because this is his first fight at 185 pounds. And Kelvin, like, as many times as he's lost weight at 185, I think he's a bit more accustomed to the weight class. And you always know that that left hook is a problem. So I think Kelvin gets a 30-27 out of this. It's going to be a good fight, though. I believe this has the potential to be a crazy fight of the night. You never know, because we all know we all love some crafty vet action. All right, the last fight of the early prelims, we got Marquel Medeiros versus Chris Padilla. Both these guys have something to prove. They got some pretty big win streaks coming into this fight. But I believe there is a pretty clear outcome to this fight that the odds don't justify. Medeiros' game plan all his career has just been staying at distance and picking his opponents apart and grinding a decision. But with Padilla, he's at a 5-inch reach disadvantage and his game plan just gets completely busted. So how I think this fight goes is Padilla, he just keeps his reach, picks Medeiros apart, and my outcome for this fight is that Padilla finds a knockout in the later rounds. I'd say probably a round 3 KO for Chris Padilla. That's my outcome.